Hi, my name is Cassie Velasco, and I am the Director of Children's Programming at the Women's Resource Center to End Domestic Violence. I wanted to make a couple of videos about emotional literacy with kids while you guys are at home learning, kind of in some hopes to promote some self regulation and give you guys some calm down strategies for yourself and for kids. During this time, I know there's a lot of stress, and as adults, we kind of forget sometimes that kids absorb the stress around them and they hear a lot of different things. Maybe they're being triggered by their schoolwork or other things. So I want to be able to kind of give you guys some strategies of how to walk them through calming themselves down. So I will be posting some more videos about this. The first one I want to do is about a mindfulness jar. So you can kind of use whatever you have at home. I've been going through my house figuring out what I could use for this. Usually when I make this with the kids at the house, we use just a jar and then some glitter glue, big chunks of glitter, and a little bit of glue to make the water a little bit thicker. But if you don't have any glitter at home, like I couldn't find a lot of glitter at my house, I found a little bit of makeup glitter. But you can use anything that you have. So if you have Legos, if you have just spices in your cabinet, rice, you can use any of these things to kind of prove this point of what you're doing. So you can do this video at home with your kids and to help them kind of visualize their minds, right? So I have a empty pickle jar that I already filled with water. And so what we kind of want to go over with them is that their mind is a lot like this jar. It can be clear, it can be ready. Your mind has so many things that it holds. It holds emotions and thoughts and fears and hopes and so many things. And so you can kind of tell them a story and walk them through how they're feeling and what they think each thing in that story represents. So here I have kind of some lentils, I have some chia seeds, food coloring, some sparkles I found from my makeup, and I have some gemstones that I thought would make it kind of pretty. So what we're going to do is fill this jar that is seemingly clear, and we're going to fill it with all sorts of different things, and at the end we're going to shake it up and watch it settle. So much like our minds, and it can hold so many different things. It can be very, very clear sometimes, or it can be muddled with all of the things around us. And so we're going to kind of use this as a metaphor to watch and allow some space for our minds to settle. So I've done this a couple different ways with kids. You can tell them a story, and as you're telling them that story, you could kind of make all of these different things that you have in your house represent something. So you could say, all of the positive thoughts are going to be my gems. And so when the person in your story maybe feels good about themselves or, is having a positive thought, woke up feeling really good today, you could add some gemstones. So maybe Cassie woke up feeling pretty good today. It's a beautiful sunshiny day, and I was able to plant a garden today, so that made me feel really good. But then maybe I had a couple of negative thoughts, missing some of my families and unsure about kind of the state of the world and how we're all going to move forward. So I'm going to add some chia seeds as my negative thoughts. But I'm going to come back with some positive thoughts, and even though I'm feeling uncertain and unclear about kind of what could come next, I also know that there's a lot of support and a lot of families out and a lot of resources that are doing good work and really interested in getting all the accurate information and helping people. And then maybe my glitter is my most positive, and my downstairs neighbor is in the medical field, and she's so wonderful, and I'm so grateful for all of the people kind of on the front lines that are doing all of the really heavy lifting and all of the medical work to make sure that everyone is safe and able to get better. So I'm really, really grateful for that. So maybe my glitter is my gratefulness. So I'm going to put all of these different things into my mind. I'm going to add a little bit of food coloring. I feel like blue is a very calming color. So this will kind of go into there a little bit. also have a little more kind of shimmer. It's kind of a sandy shimmer. So maybe this is me choosing to be joyful in a period of time where it's not so easy to be that way. And so knowing that it's a choice sometimes and that we get that choice. And so kind of choosing to be on the positive side rather than the negative one. At the very end, I'm going to add just a little bit of glue if you have some. Sometimes this just kind of thickens up the consistency. So when you shake it, you'll be able to kind of separate and see. So now we have our jar. I'm going to shake it a little bit. I'll come a little closer. So if this is our mind, then we're able to see all of the positive, all of the negatives, right? We're able to see how slowly they all begin to settle. So you can really take some time and use this with your kids. If they're feeling upset or feeling like they just kind of need a moment, you can leave these jars out and they can just watch as all of the things going around in their minds, positive or negative, that eventually they do come to a resting place. And eventually you do begin to feel a little bit better when you pay attention to yourself, when you give yourself the space to calm down, and you give yourself a little bit of time. And so I'm going to be posting some more videos about strategies to in that in-between space to calm down, things that you can do kind of in that 25 seconds of deciding towards positivity, turning off the fight or flight. What are some things that we can do with our kids to teach them to self-regulate? And so this is a great first tool. And like I said, you can leave it out and shake it around. And kids really love to watch all of the glitter and all of the things kind of slowly come to a resting point. And this is a great metaphor for their own minds and what's going on within. So I hope that you use this. Remember, you can use whatever resources you have at home, and it can be different each time. So this is a great first kind of activity to do with them. Thanks for listening, and I hope it's beneficial. And I'll post more things to do to promote that calm and peaceful nature within. Thanks.